how to make radio static. So a lot of you know that white noise is used a lot in music. However, one thing that was always very hard for me to figure out how to do was to make radio static where it's interesting white noise. So I'm going to add 3x OSC because it's very easy to produce white noise with this. And it tends to be kind of loud, so we're going to turn the volume down a bit. So that's what basic white noise sounds like. The next thing we want to do is give it a track. So we'll just click the track button, and there we go. Track number 5. And then basically how you make advanced white noise, or interesting white noise, is by using Waveshape and some other little tools. So we'll start out with the Reverb. In Reverb, if you turn this all the way up and that all the way down, it softens it, but you don't want it to be too soft, so we'll just do something like this where they're about even, I guess. And you can adjust the descent, but or the decay. Now the second thing that you want is obviously the Waveshape. So what you're going to do with the Waveshape is you want a bit of working room, but you want to figure out where, oops, I clicked the wrong track. You want to figure out where the main noise is on here. So it's in the beginning. This is why we make it large. So basically what you want to do is you want to grab a middle point, drag it down, and then you're going to do this where you have 2 points. You're right clicking to add points, and do this, and you basically want to make a little peak. So now there's a little bit of interesting sound there, but that's not all you want to do. You want to make the peak pretty small at the beginning, and move this over, and adjust these sides so it's like a little peak. You want to add another one, and same method, same exact method, but slightly higher. Just like that. And then one last one, usually, what I do. Just like this. There we go. And there's the little clicks. And you want it to go line up with this line. You can see the line that moves out to the side. You want it to approximately line up with that. So it produces that sort of snapping, popping sound. And then there's a few other things you can do here. We can add an EQ. And this last one, we want to make it a high pass so that the higher frequency pass. And we can change the order to be more steep if we want. And what you do is you can kind of pick the range you want it to hit. So I usually find that around 500 is where to put it, and then you can sometimes boost this part depending on what quality of sound you want, or you can boost this part. And yeah, you can just tweak this endlessly. And then there's another thing you can do here, which is a soft clipping. Just depending on how you want it to sound. That sounds pretty good. And then sometimes you want a limiter at the end, but we can just throw it in there. It doesn't really matter. Since we're not distorting it too heavily, it's just little pops and clicks here. Now there are quite a few things you can do actually to affect this noise. And part of that has to do with the Waveshaper, or a large portion. So move the peak higher and to the left if you want it to have more pops. And these lower peaks you can move around too. Now I like it kind of like this. And of course the reverb now. So yeah, that's how you do it. Pretty straightforward. And then of course you can make large notes and just run it in the background, just like this. And that is how you create interesting staticky white noise, or radio static. So that's the end of the tutorial. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.